Think back to your earliest days in school. Success was measured by a simple metric. The teacher asked a question, and if you memorized the correct answer, you got an A. We spent decades being trained to believe that human intelligence is the ability to store facts and recite them on demand. That grading scale is now obsolete. The ultimate answer giver is a machine. In 2024, the Nobel Prizes in Physics and Chemistry, the highest honors for human intellectual achievement, were awarded to the pioneers who built artificial intelligence. Today's large language models have processed roughly 13 trillion tokens. That is a volume of data equivalent to billions of books. No human mind can absorb even a fraction of that information in a lifetime. The sheer accumulation of raw facts has become a solved problem. The hard skills we spent years mastering are losing their scarcity. When a machine handles the facts, the ability to memorize them no longer commands a premium. We have seen this anxiety before. When pocket calculators entered classrooms in the 1980s, educators feared this piece of plastic would destroy human math skills. Calculators didn't destroy mathematics. They changed who held the advantage. Success shifted away from the person who could manually crunch equations and toward the person who knew how to structure the inputs. Artificial intelligence is a cognitive calculator. Mastering it requires a pivot from finding the right answer to framing the right question. In 399 BCE, the philosopher Socrates was put on trial in Athens. He didn't build his following by preaching facts or lecturing crowds. He dismantled the logic of his opponents through relentless, provocative questioning. He proved that the person asking the questions directs the room. Prompting translates that ancient strategy for the digital world. It requires setting goals, assigning specific roles to the machine, and providing the exact context the software needs to be useful. The machine's output is only as sharp as this human's inquiry. Consider how a single question changed the trajectory of the aerospace industry. For decades, the high cost of space travel was tied to the fact that every rocket was single-use. Then, SpaceX asked a question that seemed absurd to the experts. What if rockets could landing? That inquiry broke industry assumptions, leading to reusable launch vehicles. AI can execute the complex physics to land a booster on a drone ship, but a human had to frame the boundary-pushing goal that gave the machine its target. When it comes to raw data, an AI operates with a logic we don't possess. Imagine a 5,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. A human looks for blue pieces that look like the sky. An AI ignores the picture entirely. It solves the puzzle instantly by analyzing geometric edge patterns. But there is a catch. John Searle's Chinese room. Imagine someone locked inside, matching Chinese symbols using a rulebook. They appear fluent to observers, but merely follow rules flawlessly, understanding absolutely nothing. This is why we need data sense-making. It is the human capability to look at a machine's rule-based output and extract real-world intent. AI gives you the data, but humans must supply the context. Without that context, data is a blind spot. Take BlackBerry. Between 2007 and 2012, their user base grew nearly tenfold. Their executives fixated on these internal metrics, rising unit sales and quarterly revenue, and felt secure. They missed the market shifting beneath them. Consumers were already migrating toward touchscreens and app ecosystems. BlackBerry had highly accurate data about their own past, but zero understanding of the cultural landscape. Data without human context is a rearview mirror. It is highly accurate about exactly where you have been, but it is useless for steering into the unknown. To thrive in this landscape, you have to develop a hybrid skill set. This means pairing AI literacy, using the technology for speed, with soft skills like empathy, intuition, and adaptability. This forces a change in how we value labor. The know-it-all who hoards expertise is losing ground to the learn-it-all who stays curious and experiments constantly. When you delegate repetitive tasks to an algorithm, you free up cognitive load. That energy can finally be redirected toward the things only humans can do: building trust, navigating team dynamics, and exercising emotional leadership. AI is the engine of execution, but human intelligence is the compass of intent. In the 1800s, a legend emerged about a steel driver named John Henry. When a steam-powered drill was brought in to replace human labor, John Henry challenged the machine to a brute force contest to prove he was stronger. He swung his hammer with everything he had and actually dug further than the drill. But the moment the contest ended, his heart gave out. He won the battle,
But he lost his life by trying to compete with technology on its own terms. We face that same choice. Fighting against the speed of an algorithm leads to burnout. We cannot outcalculate a machine, and trying is a waste of our potential. By stepping away from brute force computation, we are finally free to act as the conductors of our future. We define the intent. The machine provides the power. We shape the world one beautiful question at a time.